Now, I've seen your slide that's in your presentation that sort of talks a lot about your career. You've been involved in AI for a very long time. I would love to hear your thoughts on what you thought about it when you got into it, and then how your thoughts on AI have changed and how you think that the AI market has changed as you've worked through multiple decades now of being involved in the AI space, building companies, building programs, building projects.
So I think looking at the career arc that I've had, one of the themes that's pretty common with AI, and I guess any technology, is it starts with the technology. And so everything was very much technology driven back in the day, and back in the day was only like 20, 25 years ago, because it was very new and it was techies building engineering products. And as we shifted, we started moving, and I started moving more into the product world and the solution world. So it wasn't about you needed to understand the technology per se, but you needed to start understanding more about product and feature ideas. And that naturally brings you on to, as the field grew, looking more from the customer's perspective, where back in the day, you were generally building things for a startup. So you're building it for yourself. You didn't really matter. Your customer was somebody who was using something pre-baked. But as we moved certainly into the enterprise era, we were starting to build solutions for enterprises that need to be plugged in somewhere else. So you really started to need to build out an understanding of what the customer wanted and how you were going to help them on that journey. And that's really been my arc, has been going from working on the engineering side to building my own products in my own startups, to working in increasingly larger companies, working with increasingly larger customers and understanding their needs. And that really took me into going over the fence from the vendor side onto the customer side, to really start looking from their perspective of how they deal with the integration. And then looking, as we got larger and larger with AI, how it fit into an enterprise, where it brings you a whole bunch of challenges that are completely not related to really AI or technology at all, but are about change, transformation, integration, organizational structure, and then moving right up to looking at a strategic view from an organization and how they build a strategy, what teams do they need, and then really going beyond that and saying, how does that drive a corporation in terms of its market? So you start moving into economics, which brings you into politics. And that's really been the growth trajectory of AI over the last 25 years. So I guess my career in that way has been very much a reflection of the growth of AI in the past quarter century.